Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Illiana Stock Car Radio. Jeremy Banning here, alongside me, as always, owner-operator of Goodacre Photography, Chris Goodacre.
Nice hat.
I know. I'm channeling my inner Chris Goodacre today.
I'm a little afraid of what that means, but I like it.
So I think this might be the most Goodacre Photography logos on one episode of the podcast. We're at 3.
Trying to think if I've worn like 2 layers of shirts before.
If nothing else, we would be tied for more because I think he had a Goodacre Photography hat when we had him
and I had to remind him to put it on. What kind of promotion is that?
Well, apparently there's a whole lot of reminding around Moorhead this week, with some sprinkles and stuff and all that. But yeah, channeling my inner promotion for Goodacre Photography this week.
S4 Motorsports is pretty cool too.
That would probably fall under the shameless self-promotion, right?
Well, we are pretty
shameless promotion.
Yeah.
I think Garth Brooks did a song about us.
What would that be?
Shameless.
There's a whole TV show about that.
See,
there's actually 2 because there's a British one too.
Like a minute and a half in and we're already off the rails. So
we started. In fact, you skipped over. It's episode 32. So if we get episode 33, is the stands coming back?
Well, I skipped over episode 32 in my intro because this is actually episode 33.
Well, you are just terrible at editing your scripts.
Well, the proofreading guy didn't catch that.
Aren't you the proofreading guy?
And then I send it to you.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, but I proofread the part where the people that I line up to come in need to know what ridiculous things you're going to ask them. So we don't get kind of blindsided with how was your worst date?
Yeah. How did that all go off?
Well, I think Christy agreed that the worst date would probably be the one where I had to not go to the racetrack.
Yeah, I can imagine you were probably pretty crabby and grouchy.
I was. Yeah. It wasn't with Christy. Christy's smarter.
Oh, that's how that works. So how's it going? What do we got going on?
I've been in front of a computer pretty much since I got home from the racetrack.
You don't say.
Well, this is the first weekend we had 2 tracks race. Well, us, the Goodacre Photography group of tracks, which I'm calling it that now.
Goodacre Photography group of racetracks.
Yeah, South Bend and Shady Hill both raced, so I have a lot on my plate.
Or your computer screen.
Well, sometimes I have to eat at the desk.
Sometimes you have a lot on your plate while you're editing everything on the computer screen.
I believe what was it? Like 2,300 pictures, which is, kind of low for us, but I'm still getting back into how I do everything. And that's why I do that.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, I've been doing a lot of foot races lately.
I noticed. How do your feet and legs feel?
Today,
I noticed you're sitting.
Everything's feeling pretty good. We had a 5K Friday night. A Saturday morning, we did, through Shiloh's work, some of their coworkers and stuff supported DAV, Disabled American Veterans. I think that's what it is. Don't quote me.
Something like that.
I was told to be there. But it did support American Veterans, walk to support them. We did that, and then they had like a company picnic Saturday.
Sounds like by the end of that, you needed some support.
I did. By the end of the day, I was just about done. I was fried. I was sitting there kind of like a zombie. So it was perfect to get home and watch the All-Star race.
I was kind of not sure what I was expecting when I sent you that text yesterday saying, hey, are we doing a podcast this week? Because the follow-up would have been, are you still laying in bed
correct,
wrapped in ice packs?
No, we made it. No, we made it. I don't think we have a next one until like July or something.
Okay, well, that's a good start.
We'll get a little training, obviously, in between there. But yeah, the actual races and stuff, I think we're good for a little bit.
Yeah.
But man,
I know the year that me and Mom did one a month, that got a little rough.
I think starting in about July, I think we're about on that schedule, at least one a month, and maybe more. I don't know. She's finding the races and signing up, and I'm like, yep, sure, whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of what Mom did too. I'd get in a random text, hey, we're doing this one. Okay.
Well, now after doing a mini marathon, half marathon,
Yeah,
a 5K doesn't feel so bad.
Yeah, I don't envy you for that.
Yeah, Friday night after our one of Friday night, which we set a personal best time, which that's always good. I'm like, man, that was it, because like the last race we ran was a 3-hour ordeal.
Right.
So
yeah, you do 10 miles and then a 5K.
Yeah, exactly. And in the pouring down rain, that was rough. That was rough.
That was the one where you got to finish on the racetrack. Part of it was on the racetrack.
Yeah, so that was the mini Indy that we did first weekend in May. It pretty much starts the month of May down there.
Yeah.
So you run from downtown out to the track, around the track, and then back downtown.
Yikes.
So it's 13.1 miles.
Well, I was gonna say the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is not in Indianapolis.
Correct.
So you're running right from town.
Yeah, you are running from downtown Indianapolis down to Speedway, and then back to
do a lap
downtown
of the track.
and do a lap of the track.
Man. That's crazy.
It is crazy. It was cool though. It was a cool experience, and I'm definitely not looking at the track in that area the same now as I did then.
Yeah,
you got a kind of a different appreciation for it, but it was pretty neat.
See, I've always kind of wanted to do one at Joliet, just because, well, that'd be 2 laps of the track. That's fine.
It's true.
I can do that.
Yeah, I can do it. Can you like call the race in your head while you're doing it? Like imagine having to get up on the high side to pass somebody.
I think it would probably be down on the apron, but the call in my head would be, whose idea was this again?
Yes, reminding yourself why you did this in the first place.
Well, normally when I do a 5K, that happens about 3 steps past the start line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can at least get through that first little run stint, because we could do like a run walk deal. Mm-hmm. So yeah, getting through that first run stint, and you're like, okay, what do we got going on here?
It's lots of fun all the way up until the horn blows, and I got to do this now.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely a different kind of racing that I'm accustomed to typically doing.
I like the cars better.
Well, it's a lot less work. Well, it's no, it's not. It's a different. Let's just say it's a different kind of work. Speaking of different kind of work in racing, with us,
that's a segue right there.
That is with us this week.
Sort of
via phone.
Yeah,
via phone in. So we phoned a friend. We have race director for South Bend Motor Speedway, Lisa Hartz. It's her first year in the position as a race director. Took over those duties from Tony Eldridge, as he's focusing on the promoting side of things.
And his Facebook Live setup.
You know what? As for someone that doesn't get to come to the track all the time, or when we were in Indy, being able to sit there and watch the Facebook Live, still feel like I'm connected. That's still a pretty cool deal that he's doing, setting it up.
Yeah. I don't know. He just
I tell you, he's got a lot of energy, and he does, man. He does. He's a promoter, and he's doing it well. But
he's got the voice of a promoter.
He does. He's got the voice of a promoter and announcer. So he's got that thing going on for sure. But yeah. So we were lucky enough to have Lisa Hartz on. She called in.
No, she hasn't called in yet. This happens before the interview.
Well, and technically we called her. So.
Man, you are just killing continuity here. Kayfabe is dead.
We watch WWE. There's no such thing as continuity
anymore. Said, kayfabe is dead.
So yes, we've already done the interview with her.
So through editing magic, you're about to see the past.
You are about to see.
I guess technically it's the past anyway, because you post this on Wednesday and we're recording this on Tuesday.
Correct. So yes, you are about to see or hear our interview with.
Because that's a day further out.
Correct. You are about to see or hear our interview with Lisa Hartz, the race director at South Bend Motor Speedway. So enjoy.
Hey, Lisa, it's Chris.
Hey.
Hey, well, I guess Jeremy too. So we're here. You ready?
I think so.
Well, thanks for coming on and talking to us and subjecting yourself to this misery, I suppose.
We're not miserable.
She knows people that's talked to us. She knows.
Yeah. Tony doesn't count. Tony brings that upon himself.
Well, anyways, again, thanks again for coming on and talking to us.
Not a problem.
So you are
Like I said, if you like awkward, you've got the right person right here. So.
We'll try to make this as painless as possible. That's the best I can promise. Whether we can deliver that or not, I don't know, but we'll see. Well, as mentioned, you're the race director at South Bend Motor Speedway, and we'll kind of get to that in a minute. But first, for those that may not know much about you, kind of tell us your background in racing and how you kind of rose to the race director position.
Obviously, just like everybody else, pretty much just around racing. My family raced. My dad raced when I was growing up. My brother raced. I turned 15, and my parents said, "Do you want a horse or a race car?" And I picked race car. So just kind of started there. I started at South Bend in the Sportsman, and they ended up closing that year. I think we only got a few nights in that year. I did win a heat race, though. And then we ended up having to go to M40, finish off the season there, raced at Plymouth, and then South Bend opened back up, and I ran a season. I wouldn't even say I raced the season in an outlaw late model. I drove a car in races in the outlaw late model class. And then I had, Aaron and I got married. I had babies, and then he let me get a Hornet car and then a front-wheel drive, and now I'm race director. I don't know. It just happened.
Did you have any nerves about stepping into that position this year?
Somebody else asked me that, if I was super nervous about the first night, and honestly, I could say I really wasn't. I would be more nervous racing than I have been these past few nights. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the fact that I have an awesome team around me, and I have people to lean on. Nobody's going to let me fail. That's just not an option. So in a race car, it's all on you. You're the one at fault. Nobody else but yourself. So just having the team around me to, have my back kind of makes it easier for me. Mm-hmm.
So as the race director, kind of run through some of your duties. Maybe even take us through kind of a typical race night process that you go through.
So really my day starts with me taking my kids to my mom. I usually get to the track a little early and try and do something. Like I was weeding one day, just trying to button things up and get it ready for everybody else to come. And then before you know it, the cars are piling in and they need help parking and figuring out our pit slap situation, which I'm working really hard on.
Yeah, because that space is at a premium now.
What's that?
The pit space is at a premium now.
Yeah, it is. And, people like their pit slabs.
Correct.
In specific areas. So, gotta obey by what they've bought and go with it. But, so yeah, I try and help park them the best I can. And then before I know it, it's hot lapping and then racing, and it just go from there on out. Till about 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, yeah.
Depends on how many red flags and tornadoes we sit through.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We've had a great, this week was just insane. I don't even know. There's no way we could have not run as late as we did, unfortunately.
Yeah, pretty much had everything working against you there.
Yeah, but everyone was working with us and stuck it out, and I think it ended up being an okay night.
So far this season, what has been the hardest part of the job, or maybe a part of the job that you didn't really expect to have to run up against?
So far, being at the track has been pretty easy. Everyone's been very supportive. Just Monday mornings are kind of rough. And just having to live with the fact that I know some things are wrong and the decisions have been made and we can't change it. We make mistakes just like drivers do in their cars. We make mistakes and we have to live with them. We have to move forward. I can't necessarily go back on what was decided that night, especially after watching the video. If I had instant replay, that would be great. We could make those decisions in that moment.
Right.
But we don't have that, and so
we got to tell Damon to get on that.
Yeah, I mean,
tough pill to swallow, knowing that I'm wrong or that something was wrong, and we can't do anything about it because it's done and over with. So.
Right. Now, does being a former racer yourself and being in that position and thinking of it like that position, does it make that worse because you know, on what the other side of that is like?
Yeah, I mean, I know the frustration, and I know that every point counts, and yeah, it's like I said, it's a tough pill to swallow. So.
Right. Do you think your experience, behind the wheel also helps you as the race director?
I don't see any way that it could hurt me, so sure. I would definitely use it as an asset, Yeah, I think it's a good thing to be on both sides. I would definitely, if I could go back, I would want to be racing right now, but I mean, it's just a totally different ballgame. There's more to it than I ever expected, and I mean, those people, everyone that works at the track is amazing. They put more into it than any racer ever realizes. So that's something I definitely had to learn, or am learning.
Right. What so far has been like your favorite part of the job?
I get to watch all the races. That's my favorite part. It's my job to watch the races. When you're racing, you miss several races just because you're sitting in the car getting ready, working on your car, doing whatever. You have to go through check and all that. If you're working in the concession stand, you don't get to watch all the races. That's my favorite part, is watching the races. Those are the perfect job for me.
And you get to watch them very intently.
Yeah.
Now, are you on the race?
That's what is so weird. I'm watching them, but somebody's like, "So you remember when this happened?" And I'm like, yeah. And then I watch the video back and I'm like, oh yes, okay. Now,
I am right there with you.
You're not necessarily watching it to watch it. You're watching it to just make sure nothing happens, and jumping on it if something does happen. So it's a different side of things, but I still get to watch them.
Sure.
Every week I'm going through pictures of when did that happen? I don't remember that. Clearly I took a picture of it, but I don't remember it happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like you're so focused on one specific part of it, you kind of tune out everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm really just looking for anything to happen anywhere on the track, and I can't focus on one driver and one car. It's a totally different side of things.
Right. Now, as Chris kind of mentioned a little bit ago, there are definitely a few incidents on track this past weekend. Required stopping the cars, clean up, even attended drivers. When you have incidents like that, especially one where a driver needs medical attention, what is that situation like for the crew in the tower, and what are you guys going through during those situations?
Well, I think the first thing is just making sure that the driver is okay and being taken care of the way he needs to be taken care of, or she needs to be taken care of. That's first priority on all of our minds anyway, and just making sure the scene is safe and that the ambulance can get to where it needs to be, and safety crew, everything is working and flowing. That's first. And then after that, once we've kind of got that under control, it's, okay, this tow truck needs to do this, safety crew needs to clean up that. What's the lineup going to look like? Going back to racing, things like that. So when can we roll these cars? All of those things. The basics.
Yeah, if anything about it is really basic, right?
Right.
Yeah, because definitely every situation, I'm sure, is different. And like you said, some people are going to be pleased and some people are not going to be.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So kind of as we get into the eventually it'll be spring or
Maybe.
Summer eventually.
We might string two races together at some point this season.
We might. You have any events that you're looking forward to the rest of the season, or events that are coming up that you're really eager to see?
Yeah, there's a lot, obviously. But coming up next, the biggest one I'm looking forward to is the Faster Pasture race, just because I worked pretty hard on it, getting everything lined up, the churches lined up and them involved, and I'm excited because it's one of our big pushes this year to get people that normally wouldn't be at the track to the track. And it's also our roofs at night that night. This is June 1st, so what couldn't you love about that? It's just our way to give back to our community. So I love it. And then we've got the Gambler coming up with Kenny Wallace, which I'm super excited about. And then Kenny Schrader the following week. So it's just going to be a good time. With those guys coming in, you can't not laugh, right?
Yeah, exactly. You got to add a little bit of that comedic relief.
Yes, just a little bit.
Like you said, you have a team up there in the booth that works with you, and kind of you guys work as a unit together. Talk about them. Who's up there, the roles that they all kind of have, and how you guys work together.
Yeah, so Chris, the announcer, he's always got his eyes on the track, hopefully. Terry, she is our head scorekeeper. She knows that computer system more than anybody else around, and I really leaned on her this week and asked her lots of questions because, I have an idea on how things work, but I just, from this side of things, it's different, and I had to ask questions that I'm sure she was annoyed with, but she answered them pleasantly for me. And then Stephanie, Ryan's wife, Stephanie Powell, she keeps things rolling and makes sure that the drivers are paid, their transponders are good, all that. She's also great at watching the track. She's the voice on the receiver to help line up the cars. And then, of course, Ryan Powell. I love that man. Stephanie better look out. But no, he's amazing. I couldn't ask for a better friend to be there with me weekly, except for last week, unfortunately. But weddings happen, I suppose. But yeah, he is one of my greatest support systems. And then Tony, I just can't thank him enough for allowing me to step into this role and help teach me and guide me and be there for me when I need it. And then, I'm sure it wasn't the easiest thing for him to give up some of those responsibilities, and he's done them for however many years. Right. And he's just done it awesome. He's been awesome to me, so I can't thank him enough. And then, the Sowers, obviously, you guys have no idea how much those people work and how much they do. If you haven't told Brandy Sauer thank you yet, you need to go do that. Or Vern and Kevin, for that matter. So. But yeah, that's pretty much just the team. Cody on the pit gate. He has an eye. He has a photographic memory, I'm almost certain. He can tell me he went out in what practice session 5 practice sessions ago. Amazing. So those are the people I really lean on weekly. Thus far.
Yes. You mentioned a lot of names there. A lot of folks racers, that come in and out, and we're just doing our thing, and we don't realize, all the work that goes in behind the scenes.
Right.
And especially myself being a competitor, for years at racetracks and whatnot, you never really understand, how much actually goes into it. But you just listed off a handful of names that everybody's working their tails off to make the
Brian,
shows.
Of course, going to forget somebody. Brian, our flagman, that's kind of important, but he's pretty awesome too.
I don't know. He forgot the sprinkles this week, so he's kind of forgetting some stuff.
I appreciate him.
well, did we make this pretty painless for you?
Public speaking is never painless, so...
Well, it's not public until this gets posted tomorrow.
Yeah, so right now it's still private.
I know. That's the worst part. And then I'm going to have to watch it.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I don't watch it back either. So
wait, you're the one that edits it.
I don't think I'm going to, so,
all right,
good to hear about it. How do you think we're doing? And I said, I don't know. I guess Facebook's going to let me know on Monday or tomorrow. And so I'm sure I'll hear about it. They don't let me get away with anything.
I'm sure everybody will hold your feet to the fire. That's for sure.
Well, let's see. Mm-hmm. Lisa's kind of got this built-in thing, and I wanted to ask you before we let you go, how's the kitchen doing, and when can we expect cookies?
Oh my God. I actually cooked dinner tonight, and it probably took twice as long as it should have, but I'm ready to have my kitchen back. It's been since the end of January. It's horrible.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close. Don't get cabbages close. but do because they made it up to us. So.
Man. Well,
but yeah, I should be next week. I should have a kitchen rolling.
All right. Well, I know Chris is going to be waiting down there in the infield, right?
Let's see, you don't know about Lisa's cookies.
I don't. I've heard. I've got a very good reputation.
Director, honestly, I think that's why I got this position.
Bribery?
Enough people voted into my cookies. Yeah, I think that they were like, we just need to keep her around for her cookies. What can we make her do to feel important?
Well, whatever you got's working for you. So I know everybody appreciates all the hard work that you put in. I haven't been out to the track yet, but I'm looking forward to when I can get out there. I'm obviously Goodacre's out there all the time. So.
Yeah, I've been there once or twice and suffer through the elements. So literally,
quite literally. But yeah, definitely. Thank you again for coming on this evening, and we'll give you another chance to thank anybody else that is on the list that needs to be thanked, and otherwise we can go ahead and consider the Band-Aid ripped off.
Brian Warning from Kalamazoo Speedway. I almost forgot. He let me come up on their opening night, their most hectic night, and watch them because really I wasn't given this position until the end of last year, and I really didn't get to observe, and I had never even listened on the radios at that point. So I am beyond thankful for him for letting me come and just stand there and pick his brain a little bit. That was it.
Excellent.
All I got.
All right.
Yep.
You can consider the Band-Aid ripped off, and and we will go ahead and cut you loose. Again, Lisa, thanks for coming on and entertaining us for just a little bit, and our request of your presence.
You're welcome. See if you ever ask me again. All right.
We never write anybody off as a guest. So,
yeah.
Everybody that comes on here says, I'm going to be horrible, and they end up doing a great interview with us. So you still fit in that category.
Aw, you should have to tell Tony that because he's interviewed me before, and it's
We'll put in a good word. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Thanks, Lisa. Bye-bye. All right, and that was our interview with Lisa Hartz.
We are now in the future. Our interview with Lisa Hartz, race director at South Bend Motor Speedway. I thought she did a good job.
I think so too. She was scared when I was talking to her.
You have that effect on people.
Only when I approach them with a camera and my neon green.
That's all the time. That's what you do.
So?
But a lot of good insights. Yeah, I didn't know she was a racer beforehand.
Yeah, she was actually one of the top dogs in the front-wheel drive class. Yeah, front-wheel drive class.
Yeah, so, like she said, I definitely cannot hurt her.
And I cannot wait to have some cookies.
Yeah, I know you're all about that.
Well, who wouldn't be? You haven't had one yet.
I haven't had one yet, so I don't know. I haven't had the pleasure yet.
I believe Melissa Keys actually drug me across the pits to Lisa's pit stall to say, you have to have one of these cookies.
So if I say if it's that good, it might be addicting. I don't know if I want that.
Okay,
well, I kind of do, but
because we're so immune to addiction.
Yeah, we're involved with racing. It pretty much is an addiction.
I've been racing pretty much every weekend since 1986. I'd say I'm in it.
You're in it. You're neck deep, definitely.
No, more than that.
Eyeballs deep.
Bury me in Cherryville.
Yeah, you're eyeballs deep in pictures at this point.
Well, yeah. We covered that, 3 segments ago, which is actually 1 segment to go.
You're going to confuse the poor people.
I'm already confused.
I know.
Does that make me the poor people?
I don't know, man.
All right, how about we move on to the next segment?
Let's do that. Let's go over the weekend winner circle. Highlight all the winners from this past weekend.
So nature.
Yes, Mother Nature won a little bit. Oh, geez.
Uh-oh, now you're in trouble.
Oh, man, someone was at the front door.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
It's a bunch of wind chimes.
Oh, that must be Amazon.
Oh, well, there you go.
I think we were still waiting on one box from Amazon. So,
okay.
So we've got that going on for us. Yeah, so the weekend winner circle, May 17th through the 19th. Yeah, Friday, 5/17, Grundy County Speedway.
Yeah, I think
Mother Nature wins that one.
I think just about every place I looked at on Friday was canceling.
Yeah, it was wet on Friday.
A little bit.
Well, of course, it's been wet just about every day.
Forecast this week's not looking great either.
You ain't kidding, man. If we could get out of this rain for more than a couple days, that would be wonderful.
All the years that we were racing, I would always say, I don't care if it rains during the week as long as it's dry on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Apparently, they took me literally. Mm-hmm.
because it's rained the rest of the week.
The rest of the week, quite literally. So yeah, Grundy County Speedway on Friday rained out. Yeah, I think just about everywhere else that was running on a Friday show had the same issues.
Mm-hmm. I think even Saturday there were some Wisconsin tracks that rained out too.
Yeah, so Saturday, the 18th, Plymouth Speedway, you had Cody Williams win the micro sprints, RJ Akers in the Thunder Stocks, David Short win the Super Street A feature, and Derek Losh took the UMP modified feature.
Yep. And I want to throw a shout out to an Illiana guy, Garrett Goodwin
finished second in the micro sprints. Yeah, I did see that on Facebook, and so yeah, shout out to Garrett Goodwin. He's
maybe he'll watch this show and then
maybe
something.
He is on the tentative list of guests to have in here. So
we've got to start contacting some of those people.
Yeah, we'll get there. About every week we get ready to go through the show, and we discuss what we're going to do.
Talk about?
Yeah, we discuss what we want to do, not remembering that I have a list of 100 people that we said.
Well, I think Lisa was a good audible this week, especially following the events that you're about to talk about.
Yeah. So we'll talk about those here in just a little bit. Shady Hill Speedway this past weekend, Jamie Lomax took the UMP modified feature. Torin Metil took the pro late model feature. Josh Gamblin in the four-banger class, and Preston Oberly in the bombers. Those are your winners from Shady Hill. And then the South Bend Motor Speedway, Steve Stacy got the outlaw late model win. Nick Pressler in the sportsman late models. Austin Woodcox in the street stocks. A good old Jason Moorhead in the front wheel drive.
Hey, we know that guy.
We do know that guy. Too bad he didn't have his sprinkles out there for him.
Well, no, that was Brian that forgot the sprinkles.
Well, either way, they were not there.
Jason just seriously injured himself climbing the fence a la Tony Stewart.
Yeah, he had a big gash in his hand and everything else, man.
So we had to caution flag. Well, no, I don't know if we cautioned. We just happened to find a convenient time for the ambulance to go off track and go stitch him back together in Victory Lane.
Yeah, I saw a Victory Lane interview he did with Ron Varash, and he has the ambulance there to come get him. So
only Moorhead.
Yeah, only Moorhead. And then Josh, I'm going to butcher this last name.
Licknerowitz? I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Licknerowitz.
Let's put him on the list. So
he took the win in the Hornet A feature. So those are our weekend winners from the local tracks here that we cover that raced. So congratulations to all of the winners. This will be posted on Wednesday. So I hope everybody will take advantage of our hashtag Winner Wednesday posts and share.
They will now
and share their Victory Lane photos.
Are you going to post this tomorrow in the future?
Yes, the post is already scheduled via the magic of Facebook.
Nice.
So I don't have to do anything. I know, getting fancy.
Yeah.
The only way I'll remember to do it, so publish it.
That works.
Or post, schedule it so it publishes on its own, otherwise I'll forget. So yeah, I had a bit of an inclement weather thing going on at South Bend Motor Speedway this past weekend, huh?
We had what the weather community does not want to call a tornado, but everybody sitting at the racetrack absolutely does, except for the people that, like Ricky. Ricky, he flat out refused to call it a tornado, and that's 95% because he was bitter that he wasn't there for it.
Well, I could see how bitterness might do that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm all keen to do that again. But when the tornado, gustnado, microburst, when the high wind session passed and it stopped raining and we dried the track off, and then we got a full night of racing in, I thought hopefully that was the end of the issues for the night. But
it wasn't. A lot of carnage on Saturday night.
No, we had a full moon.
Was that it?
That was it.
I didn't pay attention much to the moon.
When we were standing over all of the safety crew, the safety crew was working. Us photographers were standing around. Hey, what'd you get? Hey, what'd you get? So we're standing around there in turn 1 while they're cleaning up 6 street stocks. And I look over the turn 3 trees, and I see just right above the tree line, full moon. Like, oh, yeah, that explains it.
Mm-hmm. That'll usually do it just about every time. Get that bad, mojo going from the full moon, and that'll do it. So, yeah, we want to send a shout out. With that being said, the full moon and incidents and everything to Charlie Hanna. Man, he had a pretty wicked crash Saturday night, and I got to pull up what he said. Obviously, he posted, what he had. I think it was a compound fracture in his back.
And L2 vertebrae,
L2 vertebrae. So, definitely going to be be on the mend for a little bit.
I think it was a compression, not a compound.
Was it?
Yeah, well, they mean very different things.
Yes, they do in the medical terms. I just knew it started with the C, and
I'm pretty sure it was a compression fracture.
Well, I took a screenshot of it.
Okay, well, let's you check your phone while we're trying to do work here.
Yes, compression fracture.
Okay.
So
otherwise, it would have been a different cleanup.
Yes, that is for sure. But regardless, I want to send our well wishes to him. With that incident, I watched it back. It happened right in front of Damn It Race Videos.
Yeah, he had a good shot. I was in turn 4.
And he had a pretty good shot of it to kind of see what happened there. And again, racing incident, and obviously just turned out poorly. You never want to see a driver get injured.
No, absolutely.
Definitely don't want to see cars torn up, you know, but definitely don't want to see drivers injured like that. So our definitely well wishes go out to him for a speedy recovery, and we definitely look forward to seeing him back out on track, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah. All right, so you got written down here on this script your next segue. Is that because you forgot, or we're gonna forget about that one?
We're gonna forget about that one.
Okay, good call.
So sometimes discretion is the better part of valor.
It is.
So we are gonna move on.
That is very much a racing thing.
Sometimes you got to pick and choose your battles.
That's one
on some topics. So
when the future gets here and we look back in the mirror, we'll say, "Yeah, I'm glad we didn't do that one."
Yes, that is true. But instead of looking back at the weekend that was, we are going to look forward to the local racing calendar this week.
Yeah, I'm going to be busy.
It is a big weekend of racing.
This is going to be the first weekend that I'm going to have to miss a race because I've got 2 that are.
Pick one.
Yeah, as much as I would love to be in 2 places at the same time, I can't be in 2 states at the same time.
That is very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Even for a man of your stature.
Well, I'm not that tall.
Can't stretch out that far, huh?
No. And even then, I've only got the one camera.
Yeah, so Friday, this Friday, May 24th, Grundy County Speedway, they're going to try it again.
They are.
They're going to try it again. The schedule says ladies' night at the track. I'm not sure if that's still what they're planning on doing.
At this point, sure. I don't know. We've missed enough races.
I think at this point, they're just trying to get cars on the racetrack.
Yeah. That sounds like another one we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, so full program of late models, mid-am, street stocks, and pure stocks on tap. And then South Bend Motor Speedway doing a Friday night show this week.
They are. I argued with Jay about that, and well, I knew I wasn't going to win, but man, I don't know why. I got 2 places to be. There's going to be a few Saturdays like that too. So
yes, yeah, yes. So this week, as part of their Year of Thanks promotion, they are celebrating Ron Maynard Sr.
They are.
So that'll be a good deal for them. 6 divisions of racing plus the infamous fireworks show.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of most upset about having to miss.
Yeah, I hear that. That's quite the barn burner.
The racing is great, but the only fireworks show I've ever seen come close, Mouse is the he puts it on.
That damn Mouse.
Well, I mean, they do own everything, and
everything in that part of Florida. I think they own
and
everything.
Other places,
and other,
too.
and elsewhere. So,
I think that's Kevin's inspiration because we know Kevin is a Disney guy. In fact, he had Buzz Lightyear on the car.
Which is a pretty cool looking car. It was pretty cool looking race car.
I was doing some panning shots. I thought, this is cool.
Well, pretty cool deal. Previewing what's coming up in a couple weeks. Kenny Wallace shared a picture of that car.
He did. I did not see
that. Facebook page.
Nice.
Hyping up his run in South Bend here in a few weeks.
Cool.
So yeah, that'll be cool, and I'm sure we'll talk about that on racing calendar probably on the next episode. So that's Friday. Saturday, May 25th, coming up. Shady Hill Speedway. They've got a $2,500 to win modified 25 lap Memorial Day weekend special, along with pro late models, bombers, iMods, and 4-bangers. South Bend Motor Speedway. They got a doubleheader coming up for you this weekend. On Saturday, it's Night of Destruction featuring the monster trucks. Pro Fleet Transportation will be on hand. If you're a race fan, go into that. Show them your CDL and get a free pass into the show.
That's a good deal.
That is a good deal. So
they just came off doing a buy one get one. And we were talking about Tony being a great promoter. As soon as they decided, all right, track's dry, I think everybody in the pits, everybody in their cars out, and everybody Tony could get within earshot was getting on Facebook saying, "Hey, tornado's gone. We're racing."
Yeah, get everybody here, you know. So there's that, and then Plymouth Speedway, they got a Memorial Day weekend 15-15.
Yeah, explain that.
Yeah, I'm guessing because it's $1,500 to win the modifieds plus $1,500 to win the street stocks.
Okay.
Or super streets rather.
Good enough for me.
$800 to win Thunder stocks, and they'll have the CSR sprints out. So definitely a full weekend of local racing,
and hopefully a dry weekend of local racing.
Hopefully a dry weekend of local racing, and then it being Memorial Day weekend and us being here in Indiana, there's some other large racing spectacle
I have no idea what you're talking
taking
about.
place this Sunday.
No, not a clue.
So yes, it will be the Indianapolis 500 on Sunday. I know it's not stock cars, but it's still.
Well, the stock cars race later.
They do race later. It's Coke 600.
Yeah, and then there's the whatever F1 does, because I know there's a triple header that everybody kind of forgets about the F1 part of it.
The parade that F1 will do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the full day of racing on Sunday.
Jeremy, you have an opinion here, don't you?
I'm not much a fan of F1. Yeah, the F1 race, if you're into Formula One, that's in Monaco, and the old saying is you have breakfast in Monaco, lunch in Indy, and dinner in Charlotte. So,
and if you can pull that off, you might be Tony Stewart.
You might be somebody. Which I think Tony Stewart's supposed to be in Maryville tomorrow at
really
the grand opening of the new Ollie's Bargain Outlet.
Yeah,
there in
I think I remember seeing something about that. You gonna go insult him again?
No.
You gonna stand to apologize?
Yeah. I don't think they'll let us near him. No.
Well, if Tony might remember Stan.
Yeah, well, you know.
I still think Tony was in on that.
Yeah,
Stan.
I think he likes it
I don't think
bit,
Stan can really insult anybody.
No,
it's Stan.
It's Stan.
Everything he says is, I don't know. It's Stan.
Yes. Entertaining. Let's go with that.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's the local racing calendar. That's what we got coming up this week.
Yeah.
So a lot of good stuff coming up.
So we're about to thank our sponsors.
We're about to thank our wonderful,
and challenge them,
wonderful
based
sponsors.
on our interview with Lisa.
Yeah. So, Damn It race videos.
That'd be the one we're challenging.
That is the one we're challenging. Instant replay.
Replay
is what she wants up there in the booth.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of get it down on the track depending on where us photographers are standing, but Dimmitt, he's got the whole track up there. His back is never to a race car.
That is true. You make a very valid point. But
there you go.
I definitely want to thank him for his support. You can find all information about his videos and when they're posted on Facebook and YouTube.
Yep, I believe he already has.
I think he's got just about all the
much, yeah, because we had rain on Grundy, so
yep. So
he's got half as many videos to edit.
Correct, and I think I've watched through most of the South Bend.
If you just show up to the track one night.
You know what? I would love to, but you just got other things going on.
Yeah, no, it's hard to get ran races while everybody else is running races.
Yeah, it's a different thing, man. Got stuff going on. So yeah, check out Damn It race videos on Facebook and YouTube. S4 Motorsports Marketing, want to thank them. They will be on the road this Saturday, the 25th. They will be participating in a Memorial Day weekend car show event on Saturday at Curry Ford of Valpo. The car show benefits Folds of Honor, so they will be out there. Doing their normal marketing stuff. I will be
on that note. When are you guys going to get to the racetrack?
I don't know if I'm at liberty to discuss those plans. They are in the work.
Just hope it's not raining
and
that
week.
And
they are coming soon.
Okay.
Like within the next couple of weeks.
All right.
As far as I know.
All right. Well, I mean, I've been meaning to give DJ some hard time too, because I know he's still building this car, and then as much as I want everybody to take their time building their car, make sure it's good. Man, I need some more race cars.
Yep. So that is coming. So yeah, be sure to check Facebook and Instagram for the S4 Motorsports Marketing. Keep tabs on them, on our race schedule and our upcoming appearance schedule. All that will be out. I also want to thank Goodacre Photography.
Oh, hey, that's me.
That is you.
And I guess in theory, you tonight.
Honorary member.
Yeah, you want to play this one?
I know you.
Oh well, okay, fine.
I've done it enough times.
All right, so you can find me at facebook.com/Goodacre Photography, on Instagram at Goodacre Photography, and goodacrephotography.com, where
I see a common theme.
Well, I mean, I know my audience. I know me. I like things being easy to get to. So if, say, for instance, you race at Grundy and you're looking for your pictures, you can go to goodacrephotography.com/Grundy.
Look at that.
Or you can go to goodacrephotography.com/Shady Hill if you'd like to see pictures from Shady Hill.
Complete the trifecta.
Or, no, that'd be 2 of them. Or
I said complete the trifecta.
Oh, yeah, no, okay, fine. I don't listen to you.
Who does?
Well, apparently Lisa, she answered your questions.
That's true.
Which is all right.
Yeah.
So anyway, Good Acre I can't pronounce my own name. That's it. I'm done.
We're close.
goodacrephotography.com/South Bend if you're looking for South Bend. And if you're looking for the track that you don't race at, well, I've got the other 2.
There you go.
And you can order right there on the thing. Just click the little cart in the picture. I'm not really sure how it works on mobile. I tend to work on the back end of it, but I've got people that know how to use it.
You've got people.
No. At Grundy, the one night we did race, we took an online order there at the booth, which is my plan for both Grundy and Shady Hill. You'd be if I don't have the picture there at the track, you can order it online. As soon as I get people to work in my booth. So, hey, if you need a summer job Friday or Saturday night, give me a shout.
There you go. See? It's a good platform.
There we go, yeah.
It's a good platform. I also want to thank International Women's Motorsports Association. You check them out, iwmanation.com, Facebook and Instagram. They do a podcast as well, so
they do.
Get on their Facebook page and check that out. Also want to thank Left Turn Graphics. You can check out their Facebook page for current specials, like the one they have going on right now. It's for a Baker's Dozen hat sale. You buy 12, you get 1 for free. They can do custom designs. They'll ship. They'll work with you. So go ahead and look up Left Turn Graphics.
Good people.
Yeah, good people. Go check out Left Turn Graphics and get your hats. The good fan giveaways. Yep. Are good for your team.
All of your sublimated nonsense.
Yeah, so go out there and check that out. So, Chris, I think that's going to do it.
I think so.
I think we can put a lid on this episode.
Well, we're both wearing hats.
We already have a lid on. Well, I have to, or else it'd be a mad reflection. So if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like the video, hit the subscribe button, get notified when we upload new content. Remember that you can catch us on iTunes, Podbean, or your favorite podcast app.
In fact, I just learned something tonight.
You learned something?
I shut up. I'll have to dig into it a little bit, but I just discovered I can listen to podcasts on my Alexa.
Yes, I didn't know that.
Well, you should have told me.
Well, I didn't know you had an Alexa, so really all we ask Alexa for is what the weather's going to be.
That's pretty much what I use her for mostly, but she does make a nice radio.
She does, yeah. We have satellite radio stream through her every now and then, so.
Tells some really bad jokes.
That is true. They're like, if you think about dad jokes, I think you need to have a selection of just Alexa jokes, and yeah, it's bad. It's like so bad they're funny though. Some of them are pretty good.
It takes a while to get there.
Yeah. You can also.
I interrupted you.
You did. You can also keep up with us on Facebook and Instagram at Illiana SCR.
Hey, that sounds like me. I have a theme.
Yeah, simple. Keep it simple. You know how it is.
I do.
Once again, we want to thank Lisa Hartz, the race director for South Bend Motor Speedway, for joining us this week and playing along.
Yep, and suffering through
us.
Yeah,
pretty much us,
and all you people for suffering through this too.
Yeah, so I definitely want to thank everybody for watching, listening, however you're consuming us. Thank you, and we will hope that you tune again next time. So until then, racers and race fans, go fast and turn left,
and don't blow away.